Welcome to a tutorial session presented by Predictive Solutions. Today we're going to talk about the data use plan. We're going to focus on the primary components of a data use plan. We'll discuss who should receive the data and how often. Then we'll summarize the data use plan specifics and then provide available resources that you can go to after you view this session. So the primary components of a data use plan include what information is communicated. This usually includes system reports from SafetyNet and available metrics collected from your safety data. It involves a frequency. How often should this information be communicated? Daily, weekly, monthly, however often you feel it's necessary. Who should receive this information? Who are the target contacts within your organization, whether it's at the project level, the regional level, the corporate level? They usually include somebody from management or operations, somebody from the safety team, and most importantly, the workers who are out there on the line exposed to these hazards. You need a method of communication. How is this information going to be communicated to the targets? And notice how I say a method of communication and not a simple distribution. Just sending an email with some data from your safety reports isn't enough. You have to have some effective communication. Communication means it's transmitted and received and it's understood. Most importantly, in a data use plan, there must be an activity tied to the communication. When the information is received and it's analyzed and evaluated, what do you do with the information? Do you give feedback? Do you drive accountability? Do you allocate resources where they're needed the most? Otherwise, it's just another email that gets forgotten about. So under recipients and frequency, determine who can benefit the most from the reports. And understand you can have different frequencies and different information going to different people within your organization, whether it's the project level, the regional level, or the corporate level. Different people have different needs based on their role within the organization. So make sure you tailor the data use plan for that role at that location. Right? So remember that recipients and frequency is strategic. Again, don't just send an email. There has to be a plan backed up. It has to have an activity tied to it. Use the data in the reports to shape future decisions. You should be making data-driven decisions with this information. A quick summary. You want to build relationships at all levels of the organization. Do that through training, communications of the findings, and supporting of a continuous improvement process. Determine paths for success with SafetyNet. You must set expectations before the data use plan is going to work. And the data should just tell you, are you there or not? Without those expectations, you're simply going to be looking at data and numbers with no context. When setting up a data use plan, make sure you know your team. How do you know? Ask them. What content do they want to see? Who should get it? What timing? Meaning what frequency should they get this information? Make sure you tailor this to suit their needs, not yours. I can't stress enough, an action must be tied to this communication process. Follow up with the information your plan components tell you. Meaning, if you're having a high incident rate related to ladders, focus on that ladders. Where is it coming from? Why is this happening? Is it related to a single department or a contractor? Is it in a specific location, or is it across all my company? So again, let the data tell you what's going on and then act accordingly. Don't forget to reward success as well. Don't just use the data coming in as a hammer to beat people up. You must recognize and reward success, because it matters what my manager thinks. So by them telling you what's positive as well as negative, it's going to go a long way to sustain this process. In a virtuous cycle, the more data collected, the more the data shared. The more the data shared, the more people get interested. The more people are interested, the greater sustainability. So we want to maintain a virtuous cycle as it relates to a data use plan, as opposed to what we call the venomous cycle, which is you collect data and it goes into a black hole and it's never seen from again. We want to avoid that. We want a sustainable process. Our processing technology team has recorded a webinar that discusses a data use plan in greater detail. It's available in our Learning Center at predictivesolutions.com. Thank you.